Welcome back to another Small Rambles video with me, Tobe Allen, writer and mental health advocate. I'm also one half of the BARROW Podcast, the show I do with my mum while we talk about divorce, dysfunctional families and mental illness while attempting to write our memoir together. I'm in a different location, as you can see. I'm in my car. I actually like filming in the car for some reason. It's always, I don't know. Cars are kind of intimate spaces. They're very much your own space. And once you're out, especially in the mornings, I don't know. My brain sort of loosens up. Same with walking first thing in the morning. You know, it's really good for getting the creative juices flowing, getting some sort of brain function happening. I love driving. I like long drives as well, and should maybe think about doing more of this. I was in two minds whether to do this or not this morning, because I'm like, these videos need to be consistent. You've got to do them in the studio. And then I thought, it doesn't matter too much, does it? There looks to be a man behind me who is like checking the car out. Okay. Anyway, this probably looks quite strange. Oh, have I ruined my life by writing about it? That is the question. Have I ruined my life by writing about it? I just saw, as I was driving in here, I saw some people running by, some attractive young women who were out, getting fit, staying fit, looking good. And I thought, I used to be one of those people. I used to do that. I used to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning back in the day, and I would do a long sort of stretch routine and then get on my bike or the tram, depending on how I felt, and get myself into the city for a boxing class. And I would box for an hour to an hour and a half. Then I would come home. Sometimes I'd cycle home, eat, get some work done, and then in the afternoon, maybe go and lift some weights or do another short cardio session, and then cook dinner. And somehow I had the energy for that. Maybe I'd even take a walk in the evening after dinner as well. I've shown pictures of what I used to look like when I was in shape and I was boxing and stuff before. But outside of the physical aspects, the physical differences are also the mental and emotional differences. And in fact, the body is really a manifestation of the mind in so many ways. Not always true. It's not always a one-to-one direct thing, because you get people who look great who are really dumb. They are, though. And you get people who look good who are sort of aggressive. So it's not if somebody looks nice, they're well put together upstairs, between the ears. But certainly, for the most part, I do think there's a line, isn't there? And I know in some of the more recent videos that I've done, I've kind of been thinking about noticing things out in the world that have sort of triggered, not triggered in that way, but, have prompted me to think about other things. I saw that guy jump on the back of the truck, and I thought about agility and age and all sorts of things. And I saw these women jogging along on the track just now and thought about, what are their lives like between their ears? What's going on for them? Are they happy? I would guess they're happier than I am right now. This project has gotten to me. It's weighing me down. We are in a period of weeks right now with the podcast where Mum and I are talking about some pretty heavy stuff. Mum is approaching, talking about, the dysfunction of her marriage and it falling apart. And, there's lots of things that have come up that are probably weighing me down more than I'm even willing to admit to myself. I know, for instance, that Mum's life would have been better had she not had a child and not gotten married as well. Most people's lives, I think, are better when they stick to what they want to do and they don't compromise too much. I mean, you have to make sacrifices in certain ways, I suppose, but being true to yourself, all that sort of stuff. It's some of the most important advice, I suppose, that you can take on board is to be true to yourself, whatever that means to you. And certainly, I'm quite jokey about the fact that, hey, Mum, you shouldn't have ever had me. You would have been happier. And that is true. And there are times when I'm really I am typically objectively very clear on that point. Like, it doesn't bother me philosophically. But I suppose there is a little part of me down deep somewhere that is probably sad at that fact, and confronting Mum's, it's difficult to find the words. I nearly said, and I don't really want to say, her lack of maternal feeling, because she doesn't lack maternal feeling. She's very bonded to me, wedded to me in a certain sense, in a very natural way. But I suppose she lacks maternal intuition as opposed to feeling. So the feelings are there, but she doesn't really have the instinct to be a mother in many of the perhaps stereotypical ways, which is something we talk about directly on the show. So I'm not sort of bad mouthing her behind her back, and plus she can watch these if she wants. But and I suppose I do carry some sadness there as to, what I have lacked in the parents that I was assigned. I suppose that does bother me. I mean, it definitely bothers me. Again, philosophically, intellectually, I can wrestle with all of this and I can be really clear. But there is a natural, degree of sadness there, as it would be for anybody to admit, yeah, my parents, would have been better off not having a kid. I mean, it's not a happy thought, is it? So I suppose at this juncture, that is toying with me a little bit. How do you feel? What do you make of what I've just said? And why did I start talking about people running? I'll do another one of these to put out this week. Yeah. What do you make of this? Leave a comment if you have similar thoughts or want to expand. Would love to hear from you, of course. As always, if you find this sort of thing interesting, it's what we talk about on the Barrow. So come and join us and listen to the podcast. You can find links and further information in the description to today's video, or stay here on YouTube and watch the unedited video editions of the show. Until next time.